Welcome to the Observe Day podcast, the show where we celebrate the days that matter. From holidays to meaningful observances, we bring you inspiring conversations, stories, and ideas to make each day count. Whether it's raising awareness, learning something new, or simply sparking joy, this is your space to explore the calendar in a whole new way. I'm your host, Wisdom Okonkwo, and I'm excited to share today's observance with you. Let's dive in. Today on the Observe Day podcast, in celebration of National Reading New Book Month, we're joined by a remarkable guest who is no stranger to the power of stories and self-transformation. Dr. Mitchell Maidenberg. Maidenberg is a
Maidenberg.
psychotherapist, author, TEDx speaker, and mindfulness teacher with over 30 years of clinical experience. She's the author of the award-winning book, Free Your Child from Overeating, and her newest work, Ace Your Life, Unleash Your Best Self and Live the Life You Want. Through her ACE method, acceptance, compassion, and empowerment, she helps people break free from emotional avoidance, uncover indie potential, and create meaningful change in their lives. Wow, welcome, Dr. Maidenberg.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Since this is National Reading New Book Month, what role have books play in your own growth, personally and professionally?
Books are amazing. For some people, it's an ability to get out of their lives and fantasize and be in another space and time and environment, which could be amazing for some. It's a great resource for knowledge, if you want to learn something. Um, and I personally listen to a lot of audiobooks rather than actually physically reading books because I find that I spend my time more wisely when I listen than when I actually sit and read. Whenever I drive in my car or when I'm getting ready in the morning, right, I spend the time like listening to audiobooks. So I'm able to read, so to speak, a lot more that way. So there's
Yeah,
so many different, also I think we're all different learners. Some people are more auditory, some people are more visual. Depends on what type of learner you are in terms of how you decide to read as well.
yeah. Many people they turn to books when they're searching for answers or healing. How can reading help us confront rather than avoid uncomfortable emotions?
Books. Well, my book helps you with that specifically. It's called Ace Your Life, Unleash Your Best Self and Live the Life You Want. But so it gives you very specific skills and tools on how to do that. And it kind of breaks it down and tells you very systematically of what you need to do in terms of leaning into negative emotions. Because, we all tend to avoid negative emotions because of the discomfort. And our brain tells us that there's, either danger or discomfort. And um, it tries to always protect us. And the way that it does that is to deny or avoid or disconnect from like these negative emotions like hurt, sadness, fear, anger, all the ones that we don't like to have. But we
Yeah,
know that it's really, really important to actually lean into them because that's what helps us understand what our values are. It helps us to understand what's important to us. It helps us to understand the direction we want to take in our decision making. So it's it's very necessary that although we're tempted to avoid it, that we actually lean into it.
yeah. Your book, Ace Your Life,
Yes.
it introduces three concepts: acceptance, compassion, and empowerment. Can you break down how those three components work together as a practical framework?
Sure. So acceptance, people think that acceptance is, oh, I have to just accept who I am and live a life of mediocrity. And that's not what it is. Definitely not the case, but acceptance is more about like noticing and recognizing what is. So we all have strengths and we all have, our, limitations in some respects, but often we resist and we deny and we deflect from them because they may bring on like I said, negative emotions, or they may make us feel ineffective or whatever kind of, whatever comes up for us. So it's really about noticing what it is, what is, and then also work within our framework, whatever that is for us. Compassion. So I teach you all different skills in terms of learning to lean into your, accepting who you are and others too, relationships in your life, right? Because let's say you have a difficult family member, right? Often, we suffer because we want things to be different than they are rather than accepting the way they are and working within that framework. So it also helps with relationships. Compassion is we never really learn how to be self compassionate. We learn how to be compassionate towards others. So this really teaches skills on being self compassionate because we know, and this is according to research, which I also make it my business to really cite a lot of research. But if we're compassionate towards ourselves, we'll be, again, more compassionate towards others. And then it also leads us to live a more meaningful life. Because when we're disdaining ourselves or we're condoning ourselves or self criticism, we're less likely to have higher confidence and then have, the lives we want to be living. Empowerment is doing the things that we want to do. So sounds easier said than done, but we often get very stuck because although we want to do it, we may be fearful to do it, or we may not have the motivation, or we may not have the resources. So it teaches you again on how to recognize what that is, and then also how to pursue it, how to get yourself connected to really what's going to make you live a fulfilling life.
Wow. Before we dive deeper, I'd love to invite you to join the Observe Day newsletter. Every week, I send you highlights of upcoming observances, creative ways to celebrate, and behind the scenes extras from the shows. It's the perfect way to stay inspired and never miss a meaningful moment. Sign up today at observeday.com/join. That is observeday.com/join. Now, let's get back to the conversation.
It's a lot.
Thank you. Yeah. What are some actionable strategies one could use to just move through anxiety or self-doubt when it arises?
hmm So with anxiety specifically, there's a lot of negative emotions that people get when they're anxious, right? A big one is fear and worry. So when somebody feels fear and worry, what they do is they want to avoid something that's really difficult and challenging for themselves. So it's really working through, right? The only way to resolve or to diminish that anxious and worried feeling is if you actually accomplish,
Yeah.
not to avoid it. So, you learn step by step ways, methodologies to lean into it so that you're actually accomplishing what you want to. And anxiety is hard because who wants to feel anxious? It doesn't feel good in your body. It also, some people have heart palpitations. Some people, feel restlessness in their body. Some people feel like weighted shoulder or headaches. Anxiety affects our bodies too. So, and chronic stress also leads to disease, death over time. So it's in our best interest to always work on our anxiety and always work on our stress.
Oh, it's in our best interest to always work on our anxiety and always work on
Yes.
our stress.
Yes.
Oh. Still on the subject of the Ace Your Life method. Um, you just talked about self-doubt and anxiety, and I love the fact that you said it's not about avoiding it or trying to deny it or gaslight it. It's about working through it.
Was there,
Is it?
were you asking a question about that?
No, no, no. No.
Okay.
It's just I was just repeating what you said. Okay. Um, Now outside of your own book, what books have been most transformative for you and why?
Good question. There is an amazing book called The Body Keeps the Score by Vander Kolk about trauma, which is amazing. I'm reading a lot of right now Joe Dispenza, who writes a lot on the quantum field and about our energy, which is very, very interesting and also really helpful. I read a lot about like IFS, which is internal family systems and our parts work. A lot of psychologically based self help books,
Yeah.
which I find have been really helpful. Unfortunately, I don't read a lot of novels and those kind of books. I don't have the time for it. I wish I did. One day I will have more time and I will definitely, pick up just regular books, more enjoyable, like relaxation books. But right now, it's more psychologically based because I'm very interested in advancing my skills. Let's put it that way.
It's a good thing you mentioned that because the next question I'm about to ask you is
Yeah,
exactly on what you just said. How do you best approach reading? Do you read for inspiration, practical strategies, or reflection?
good question too. I I really mostly I personally I read to educate myself, to learn. I love learning. I love learning, and I always have a drive, to learn. And also it helps me with my work. It helps me in my personal life. So I'm always reading. I would like I said, I would like to read more just for pleasure rather than just educating myself. I don't really have the time for that, but I strive one day to have a little bit more time in my life and to read just for pleasure. But I think it's good to have a balance, to read for educational purposes and then also for pleasure as well. So if people have the time for that, that's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. You wrote the book, "Ace Your Life," right? Um,
Mhm.
what do you? I know in the title it's there, but when you had the idea for the book, what was the transformation you were seeking for the book to do before you even started writing the book?
I mean, I really wanted to just help people. The book really, if I had to like summarize what it helps people with, is stuckness. And it teaches you that no matter what comes your way through the course of your life, that you could get through it and how to get through it. It gives you tools on how to do that. And for everybody, it's different things. Like for some people, it's anxiety. For some people, it's procrastination. For some people, it's relationship, challenges. Everybody has their own thing and it helps with anything. It really helps you to approach your life in a very meaningful way, no matter what your stuckness is.
Yeah,
So I just wanted to get out to people so that it could be helpful. That's my drive. That's definitely my drive.
yeah. Wow. Okay, thank you so much. So the book, if I pick the book at the end of the reading the book, what I should be getting from the book will be, yeah, realize how to deal with stuckness.
How to deal with stuckness. Yeah, whatever comes up, whatever comes up.
Yeah,
We all have stuckness. Who doesn't have stuckness, right? We all do. Every single one of us has something that we struggle with. And different things come up in different times in our lives also as we age and as, let's say, it could do with our careers, it could do with parenting, it could do with relationships, it could be anything, really. Um, but the point is that there's actually a chapter on values because a lot of my work is around our values. So it's identifying what your core values, are, and then also making sure that you're again living the life that you want according to your values. Because a lot of
yeah.
us make decisions based on our thoughts and feelings and not on our values. And it's
Well,
really important to distinguish between the two.
okay.
And once you have an awareness of what your values are, you have a direction. It's like kind of a plan of action. You know how you want to be living your life, but a lot of us don't know what our core values are. And you kind of learn that process through my book also.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
um, just as a way to um conclude the episode, what's
Sure.
one message you like listeners to take away about personal growth and
I think I think life is so fleeting and so short and it's so uncertain and we never know what's going to happen from one moment to the next. And also there's so much going on in the world right now for that matter. That we don't have time to waste. Like we have to live every single moment, in the present moment and meaningfully. And might as well start now, not wait. Right? No
yeah,
time to wait. There's no time to wait ever.
yeah. Oh, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
We can our audience connect with you, explore your work, and find your new book, Ace Your Life.
Yeah, so the best thing is through my website, which is my name, michellemaidenberg.com. In terms of the books, it's available all major book, publication, Amazon, Thrift Books. It's also available at Walmart, Barnes and Noble. So easy to get to because it's available everywhere. Target, yeah. And I encourage everybody to pick it up and to get something valuable out of it. All the skills and tools, and there's a lot of
Yeah.
research too. So everything's backed up by research.
You mentioned at the beginning that you love listening to audiobooks. Do you
Yes.
have this your book as an audiobook?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Okay.
So I actually recorded it. I'm the narrator for my book. So if you get my book, you could actually hear my voice because I'm the one who narrates the book.
Really? Wow,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's fantastic.
I personally like when authors narrate their own books. It just,
Yeah,
there's something very connected about that. So I
yeah,
did it and it was really like I really enjoyed doing that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just hear the voice in the head
Yeah,
and like,
exactly. That's right.
yeah. Well, thank you so much,
You're
Dr.
welcome. Thank you
Lucia.
so much.
Yeah,
Thanks
it's
for
been
having
an
me on.
absolute delight chatting
You
with you.
too. You too.
That's it for today's episode of the Observe Day podcast. Thank you for spending your time with us as we explore today's observance. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and share it with a friend who'd love to celebrate life special days too. Don't forget to join the newsletter at observeday.com/join for more observance stories, tips, and updates. Until next time, keep finding meaning in every day.